morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check. That's just me spoofing a little bit of how Max usually addresses our morning Giga Chat calls. We missed it this morning. But welcome, guys. Welcome to another week. The title is self-explanatory. 50K is imminent. It probably is going to hit while I'm speaking, let's be honest. And of course, you know, it was a big Chiefs win for Tucker as well. But welcome, guys. Happy Monday. We got a lot to talk about this week. And of course, Bitcoin giving us no shortage of things to discuss. Welcome to another episode of Market Check, guys, brought to you by Because Bitcoin. A reminder that there is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about these markets. I'm Snorlax, also known as Tommy, joined by Tucker and Dr. Will's Outlook. Whew. Real quickly, guys, before we start cooking, before we start talking about 50K Bitcoin, right? Because who doesn't want to talk about those big green candles that we've gotten this morning? We always appreciate when you guys smash that like button. We'll bug you again throughout the show. Maybe not. I mean, we really haven't been bugging you guys that often, but we hope you enjoy the content. And of course, liking the stream is the best way to show us your support and boost our channel so that we can continue doing these shows for you guys. But yeah, we got another Monday morning pump. I think that's pretty much the exact same as last week. I want to say we pumped on Monday, but really setting the tone for this week in crypto. I think, you know, whenever you have a huge move on Monday, you know, yes, maybe it gets reverted throughout the week. Who knows? But I think it really sets the tone for the week. Like when you have a huge pump off New York Open, to me, it signals what smart money and what big money are kind of interested in doing this week from a playing the trend standpoint and a risk standpoint. And I think equities are reflective of this. Crypto is reflective of this. I mean, we've had a huge amount of green candles, obviously, over the last few weeks in both asset classes. But I think the move that we had to end last week, especially, right? I mean, Bitcoin pumped all the way into 48K. They pinned it over the weekend. That's, you know, there's nothing that boomers love to buy more than green candles. So you know how many boomers over the weekend were like, damn, I want to buy some Bitcoin now. Buying some Bitcoin, and you can see it reflected in the price pretty clearly. Bitcoin is almost at 50K and will probably possibly even go higher this week. I have to believe, guys, that this is eventually going, whenever Bitcoin is kind of done here with this move, you're going to see a big move on altcoins. These alt Bitcoin pairs that have maybe gotten beat down here over the last 2 or 3 weeks are going to revert hard, especially something like a Solana, I think, where, you know, it has a lot of, in my opinion, structural similarities to Bitcoin. It's just Bitcoin is back at the highs, and you have all these other altcoins that have intriguing long setups, but are not back at their highs yet. So I'm putting 2 and 2 together here. I do think we'll probably eventually see that corresponding move from altcoins, and possibly this week, right? I mean, Bitcoin has to stop first for sure, but I do think we'll probably see some sort of corresponding move from altcoins this week. It is OPEX week in equities, so I really don't have too much of an expectation. I mean, OPEX weeks for me are kind of just like Max Payne weeks. Everybody gets chopped to bits. More so being patient and paying attention to next week. You're going to have to hear me say it again, guys. The quote unquote window of weakness returns for equities. And we're going to have to see how that shapes up. But we're going to talk about equities. We're going to talk about Bitcoin on today's show. Welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Happy Monday. Tucker and Dr. Outlook. What are we seeing in the markets today?
Look, man, clearly the Chiefs are bullish. Okay. That's really the point you guys need to take away from this stream, is that if you want the market to go higher, you need to become a Chiefs fan immediately. Also, apparently, you need to become a Joe Biden fan. I didn't think that was going to be a thing, but if you guys saw that tweet, that was pretty obscene. With the laser eyes, I don't even know where to begin. I'm just going to leave that where it is. I'm not going to touch that. But yeah, I mean, look, I think we look good. Something I was talking about this morning in our Discord, and I'm sorry if you guys can hear my cat banging on the door, but that's just going to be a thing. I was saying that this morning, this structure, we're on the 1 hour now. This structure looked a lot like price zoomed out. right? That structure looked like this. If you guys know what I'm saying. Kind of a spike, chop, rip, right? Now let's go back. Maybe even lower time frame. Spike, there's the nuke, chop, rip it up. I don't know. It's a little out there. I don't know if we're gonna repeat that exactly, but Bitcoin does enjoy printing the same patterns on multiple time frames. If anything, it suggests higher. But yeah, I mean, Tommy, you've had the thesis right that Bitcoin rips and things like Solana, probably Caspa as well, follow suit later in the week. But yeah, we've seen alts lag a little bit across the board. I mean, still lagging actually. I mean, they were higher this weekend, right? They have not recovered their Sunday night Asia session dump. I don't know, man. I think in general things go higher on a multi-week time frame, but this week it's hard to bet against Bitcoin dominance going up. Truly, like, yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with the backdrop that we had on Friday. I mean, they pumped it back into the highs, basically back to the contract highs. Get all those boomers pallets wet right before the weekend.
I'll tell you this: look, boomers booming. All right, boomers booming. All right, everybody can hate all they want. Stock prices are piling. People have lost their minds. They are now moving into every sector, into everything. And guess what's next? Crypto. The one thing that was dead a whole year ago. I remember everybody talking, hey guys, it's over for crypto. Go buy SPX. How's that SPX performing? Well, it's performing beautifully, right? If you're looking for a 401k. But if you're looking for gains, then I'll tell you this: crypto is absolutely chatting, and it's just a start. Just a start. I think a lot of people, they weren't anticipating the move. They didn't see the move. They don't know what's going on. They're like, oh, it's manipulation. Oh, all these things are happening, and this is why, and that's why. Well, guess what? Guess what? Here on this show, we told you. We told you live. Hey, not euphoria, reality, right? Reality and euphoria are two totally different things, and I think just a lot of people can't grasp that. And they're gonna find out real quick what the difference is between reality and euphoria. Euphoria is at the top. We haven't even broken all-time high. Like, just use a little bit of math there, right? Everything out there pretty much has broken all-time high and gone exceedingly higher than all-time high. Why would crypto not do the same?
So wait, Will, are you bullish on this chart right here? Because this is a bullish chart, man. Soul dominance.
I mean,
this is a good risk on. I think it's a good
Look,
risk on.
I
signal.
made a bag of soul, and now I'm stuck in the ecosystem at this point.
Good, Will.
right,
Stay
so-
there. You're gonna like it. You're gonna love it. It's a great place.
When
to
you
be.
go in over the weekend
I tell you.
with some soul and come out with 300 soul, you can't exactly just drop your bag. You can't drop your bag.
No, you
You're
hold on
part
to
of the
that
community
puppy.
now.
You're part of the community now. They gave to you. They gave something to you to remember, right?
You're a manlet.
You're
officially
initiated, Will. You've become
I'm gonna go rename
initiated.
my freaking Twitter manlet.
Do it, bro.
Will's
I don't know if
outlet
you guys
manlet.
noticed, but in the Discord, my new name is Snorlax Manlet Arc.
Yes, it's good. I've been a manlet for a long time, and it feels good. I'll tell you what.
I'm bullish sold this week, though, boys. That's the real reason. I'm a big soul bull this week. I think that it is structurally setting up for probably a run back into 130, 140 in the very near future.
Yeah,
Insanity.
Man.
So you're telling me I should leverage the whole 300 soul on a long?
Yeah, you should.
Not financial advice.
Yeah, you should.
Oh man! Hey guys, just so people in the audience know, we were digging the trenches, right? We had to beat up a couple homeless people to take their gun from them, but we got it. And we were grabbing bags while everybody was watching football and spending money. So just so you guys know, in the Discord, that's what we did over the weekend.
While you were
everybody else was
celebrating
busy.
the Chiefs Super Bowl win, I was depositing millions to long.
Yeah, that's real.
we gotta make a post about that. Somebody's gonna steal it.
That's real, man.
I know some people may come in, they may be irritated, like, oh, you got to 2 year 4. I mean, you're just not exposed enough. That's why you're upset. That's really, and that's not an attack, right? That's just the reality of it. If you were more exposed, you'd be less upset.
I would
That's
love
real.
to. I'd love to take a look at the Sol Bitcoin pair, Tucker, to see where it's trading right now. Because I haven't looked at it myself, but I had a plan that it would do an early week dip and rip. Yeah, it's following the plan.
Oh man, I don't want to pull up this shitcoin, Tommy, but I almost feel like we need to put it on stream.
No, man. Well, we'll make them buy. We'll make YouTube buy 4 or 5 times higher, man. Share it just for the Discord.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's real.
All right. I won't say nothing.
They gotta hit the like button, man.
Yeah, man. They don't get that kind of like button must be smashed.
Oof. Tucker, you want to see a chart, man? You want to see a chart, a beautiful chart that just came to fruition. Tommy, did you see what I tagged you in last night in the micro chat? Not. It wasn't to buy anything.
No, let me check.
All right, because I think it's almost time.
No, every time there's a Super Bowl, man, I hit the hay pretty early.
You're good. I tagged you in there.
The micro cap channel?
Yeah.
Well, you sent 500 messages in there yesterday. You need to be more
I know.
specific.
Look, I didn't mean to spam everybody. I was trying to keep people up to date so they know when to get out, when to get in, and people were making bags. You got to be very direct so people understand. I even told.
My God, Will. Man, that's a blast from the past.
Is it time? Oh man, but yeah, it's I had to direct people. There's some new people in there who didn't really know how to, I'm gonna say the sinful words of trade shit coins because people think that it's not possible. But I showed them how to get in and out properly, and it was fun. It's fun seeing people make money and they don't even know how. They're like, "Oh, I just made some money. Thank you. How do you do that?" It's called trading.
Good
It's
Lord.
called trading.
What do you guys think about the miners, man?
CLSK today.
What? Are they all doing this?
Yeah. Wow. I mean, this is telling you guys what the best miner is to hold, honestly.
Yeah, relative strength, man. All other miners bow down, honestly.
Champs, the chat is dead because people are sitting here drooling at the mouth in awe and wondering why they listen to their local Twitter financial advisor who pretends to just be a chartist and told them, wait for low 30s, wait for mid 30s, wait for 10K. That will probably never come to fruition. Like, high percentage chance, because I never give anything a definite, of 99.99, and we can do infinite nines behind that, percent chance that it's never going to 10K.
Somebody say 99.
99.
But yeah, I mean, I'm just assuming the chat's a little slow today, guys, because everybody's hungover from the Super Bowl. Honestly, like that's my assumption.
Evan Casey is not awake yet, for sure. There's no way.
We need you, Evan. Where are you?
Yeah.
When is Evan coming on the show, man?
We've tried to get him on the show. He's shy. It's okay. He's just shy.
Yeah, he's a little shy. That is true. He'll be all right though.
If you guys want to shoot us some tickers that you would like us to start the week by looking at, just give us some suggestions here in the little comment feed, and we'll do our best to get to them, guys. But happy Monday. We're sitting at like 40 likes right now. I'd love if we could get that a little bit higher on this show. But I did say I wasn't going to bug you too much about it. Let's look at INJ.
Bro, Tell me why Discord's coming out with like skins now.
What are you
Like
talking about?
Fortnite?
You can buy skins for like your picture and stuff.
What?
I'm gonna buy some, but I
Impulse
made some
buying.
money, bro. Why not?
I'm gonna buy some.
The Lunar
right.
New Year thing. Look at Discord. This is how you know when liquidity is coming back. When things like Discord start to try and scalp your liquidity, however they can.
Will, I tagged you on Discord. You should go answer that guy's question. Oh shit.
INJ really, I don't know that it looks that great yet.
Go to Microcat's link.
Doesn't INJ
Microcats.
look a little bit like Soul before it puked to 70?
Let's see. Yeah, it does. Just from first look. Take that off. We'll take that off. Well, you say
Alright,
you
I got
think
it,
you're more like right here. Maybe.
Look, I will be as respectful as possible. I like JT. I think JT's a great guy. All right. I just think he's wrong. That's the thing. Like the numbers don't support the thesis. And I hope he takes that, with stride and understands that was no disrespect. It just is what it is. Everybody's got to play their own card. I don't follow people for their thoughts on the market.
Man, Coinbase really wicked to 49.
Agree, Will. Wick to what?
It wicked to 49,999.5. Didn't even touch 50, man. That's just cruel. They heard my intro and said no.
Nah, we'll get it. We'll get it.
50K while you're speaking.
Well, I'll pack. Everybody has their own perspectives, right? And sometimes you're right, but you're right at the wrong time, right? He could be right, but he could be right at 140K Bitcoin and it comes back to 40K, right? But he would be right at the wrong time. And I'm not saying that I'm right or he's wrong. I'm just saying I don't think he's right, and I think as far as what I can see in the market, what I'm looking at in the market, what I'm going to say seeing again in the market, volume flows, all kinds of like there's so many flags on the play telling you don't exit yet. There's lots more coming, as opposed to so many flags on the play of next imminent bank collapse and the government's going to go into collapse too because of sovereign debt and blah blah blah. Like the amount of people fishing for a black swan, it's astronomical right now. You know what we call that, right? I'm not saying that this applies to JT necessarily, but I'm saying this does apply to a lot of people. It's called cope. That's what it is.
Cope.
And we all get it from time to time from being on the wrong side of the trade, but it's about accepting that it's cope and understanding that, hey, I need to be looking to be on the right side of this trade. So I need to fix my cope and look for places where I can put my liquidity or park it.
That's real.
And that's
the one
it.
thing you can never be in the markets is a coper, man.
Yeah.
But most people are too stubborn to be able to admit that they are coping.
Yeah, it's ego. That's what it is. Look, if you humble yourself and you lose the ego, this is the one thing, like a lot of people that follow me, they understand this. Like my ego it's small. It's very little. I talk loud, but I'll humble real quick if I could see a different direction or reasonality. Like even the Caspa thing, right? I didn't stick to my guns. I talked to Max about it. He talked to me about it. Told me kind of the nuances behind it. Besides, it's better than Bitcoin, bro. Then and at that point, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Like what they did there and the things that they were looking to achieve and stuff like that. That makes sense. You just got to come to me with logic. You can't come to me with dumbed down, 5th grade answers.
Let's take a look at some of these altcoins, guys, because we have gotten some suggestions from the audience, and Bitcoin is giving. I mean, this is a god candle, right? You zoom out on the daily, the 3-day. This is a god candle from Bitcoin off those lows, going to lead to inevitable rotation into altcoins. It's just a matter of where that is from. Yeah, let's take a look at what altcoins could potentially be setting up for some late week or into the end of February runs here. Because obviously we've already talked about Sol, we've talked about INJ. I saw somebody mention AVAX and Alt and Say and Sui as well. And the AVAX one is kind of interesting to me because it's funny. You never would have guessed AVAX actually outperformed Solana off its low. But I think that's because AVAX got beat down so much harder than Sol, which is funny because Sol literally went down over 90%. But but if I'm bullish on Solana here, locally speaking, then I think that you probably have to be bullish on AVAX too, right?
100%, bro. AVAX is literally following Solana move for move. And I know a lot of people don't want to accept that. They don't like it. They're like, AVAX is garbage. Believe me, this is the same sentiment that Solana had in 2021. And what happened with Solana? It outpaced everything. So I think keep your eyes on AVAX. Don't be a sleeper or a boomer. You know, I'm old, but I try not to be a boomer. And pay attention to what's flowing and what's moving, and understand that there's reasons behind this, right? We have to understand that JP Morgan, even though we hate crypto, it's all a scam, but we're back in AVAX. We got to understand
backing AVAX, dude.
like, bro, come on.
Of all things to
Of
back,
all
you're
things
gonna
to
back AVAX.
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's all a scam,
You
except for
can't
our
make
coin.
it up. You literally couldn't make it up. It's hilarious.
Oh,
Love
shoot.
those guys, though. Love those guys.
That does look good, though. Looks like it's a little bit behind Solana, but not by much.
You see it lagging, Soul?
Maybe
At
just
this
by like
point,
a day.
look,
Okay.
at this point, does ETH BTC even matter if ETH doesn't matter?
I mean, honestly,
Like how
like
Tommy
what I
hesitated.
said last week with
Oh,
ETH,
man.
man, is that, eventually ETH will outperform everything in the market. But it's, one of those things where, I think that what people want from ETH outperformance is going to be what they've gotten from Bitcoin with a liquidity vacuum, to the point where nothing else is even able to go up because everybody is trying to bid Bitcoin and everybody's already holding ETH. So like, what is going to eventually, something will probably cause an effect on ETH that will lead to a liquidity vacuum type effect. But until that happens, everybody is going to be bidding ETH beta when they're bullish ETH. ETH is just effectively become like this oscillator for alt season, and how hot it is. And ETH Bitcoin used to be that, but I feel like at this point, I mean, you can just use ETH USD for that. And if you really want to be bullish on altcoins that are, directly correlated with Bitcoin and outperforming, you just you trade Sol ETH instead, right? It's kind of funny. ETH moved from the asset that used to outperform against Bitcoin to now the asset that we measure Sol against.
Dude, ETH is literally just like a yield Ponzi at this point. Like,
Yeah.
You got it.
you throw
That's all it is.
derivatives, you buy spot ETH, you throw derivatives on there, you just farm. Like, that's big money can just farm like 20% if you're doing it correctly with ETH, because of the yield it generates. You can get away with that. So,
Well, you got to think too. Most platforms are only offering 3% return on ETH. Like who wants 3% return?
no, but will the alpha is you buy spot ETH, use it as collateral to sell calls against ETH, and you collect like 25%. That's the alpha.
There are a lot of token sinks for ETH as a whole, I think, that really kind of, not just from the I mean, people love to talk about the shrinking supply, but that's not just manifested in the fact that, ETH is burned. It's also manifested by, when you lock up liquidity, it's not, you're not locking up USD or USDT on chain, you're locking up ETH, just like Tucker was talking about, and staking is no different. So I think there are a lot of token sinks for ETH. And I've always said, I see plenty of catalysts that will.
Hold on, Tommy. Before you go further, what's the difference between USDT, USDC, and ETH?
Token denominated, more convexity. But it's really more that the native token is not circulating, so it can't be sold. You have a lower float. You can move price more easily.
I think you missed what I was saying there.
Wait, say it again.
I said, what's the difference between USDT, USDC, and ETH?
Oh man. Nothing.
Nothing.
Wait. One goes down.
Yeah.
Well, we're having fun, guys. We like to FUD ETH because it's fun, but you know, we all think that the ETH chart right now looks pretty bullish. We just think we can outperform it in other assets.
And we have been by a lot.
Yeah, which is the problem with ETH.
Yeah.
Trust me, if I sat and coped the whole year in ETH, I wouldn't have been able to make the bag I made yesterday, guys. Like it would have, because all ETH shitcoins have done is rug me. That's it. That's all they've done.
Like
I literally had to convert a ton of ETH over to Sol, and then now I'm on the winning side of the play because I'm not playing where there's no liquidity, so everybody feels like they got to rug you when you come into play.
Everybody's build.
I can't unsee this, man. I can't unsee it. I can't. It's real.
Shouldn't it chop more?
I mean, yeah, like this took a while, right? Like this definitely took a while, right? Like we were up there before we ripped for like 3 months. I mean, we've been here for a minute.
So I'll pack.
Time.
March. Can you pull?
It's time.
Tucker, can you pull up an image real quick? Pull up the image for Infinity. This is a real thing. Like I'm not being facetious. Pull up the image for Infinity.
What, like the Infinity symbol?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tucker wanted to bring out a panda.
Yeah.
All right. So that's the Infinity symbol. Can you go to ETH real quick on CoinMarketCap?
On CoinMarketCap?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you pull that up on screen?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
You got the switch, I know. Okay, can you go to supply? What does it say there for max supply? Can you zoom in on that?
Infinity. I didn't know they literally put an infinity symbol. That's hilarious.
Nobody looks at this, bro. I wanted to make it obvious for people. When people say ETH deflationary, how is it deflationary when it can be infinitely printed? Or printed.
I hesitate. It has to be used enough for it to become deflationary.
It's called ultrasound money, Will.
Bro, they need to change that. Look, the point being is that I'm not at all being funny. ETH can be printed infinitely. There's no cap on the supply. So the deflationary part is a narrative, and what it is you go 1 year bull. Okay, so the way I look at it, I'll give you the thesis. All right, I'll give you the full cycle breakdown. 1 year bull, 2 years. 1 year bull, 1 year bear, 2 years sideways. In the sideways, there's no deflationary. It just runs sideways. In the uptrend, the bull run, it becomes heavily deflationary because you have a lot of liquidity coming in, but we don't right now. He's still sideways. And then in the bear run, it becomes heavily inflationary. A lot of people don't even know that because you start to run under the curve of deflation and you start to run into inflation. And so when you run into inflation, you're kind of really, when you balance all this out, you've really not done anything. You've never became deflation. You never became inflationary. You never became anything. You just stayed as what you were prior to moving to proof of stake. It's a trick. It's a literal
would disagree. Trick. No. I mean,
the bear market, it was 100% inflationary.
Will, not that it's gonna send price because it hasn't, but like, look at this. Like
Tucker, they are setting the stage for a big pump the way they are removing supply and also removing circulating supply by staking it. It's just a matter of like, the issue I have with ETH outperformance is that, the reason Bitcoin pumped as hard as it did was because nobody was positioned in Bitcoin. Like people can, it's funny because we're all bullish on crypto, but crypto natives themselves have been underexposed to Bitcoin really since the top in like 2021. Both of them,
Mhm.
honestly, right? So when Bitcoin had this ETF narrative, everybody felt like they had to buy back Bitcoin, but everybody's already holding ETH because everybody always believed that ETH would go, the foretold GCR prophecy of 10K ETH. So it's just taking a little bit more time, in my opinion, to find the capital. Because people are going to have their bags bought rather than, we can all buy Bitcoin and the price will go up. I'm already holding ETH. I need somebody to pump my bags.
Yeah, but Tommy, think about this. Do you think retail in general is coming in Ethereum for Forex?
I think they'll probably think it'll replicate Bitcoin numbers if you're buying ETH as retail, but I don't think that, smart retail is looking to buy ETH when they come in. They're going to be looking for a lottery ticket, right? You see that with everybody onboarding onto Solana because it's super cheap and very easy to shitcoin with like 10 to 20 bucks.
To your point, if consumers are not on ETH and consumers are on Solana, where would big money start to put their sights? Would they put them on the consumer or the whales?
I agree. I'm very bullish on the Sol ETH pair, Will. And they're going to keep putting it on Sol because there's probably more multiples that they can hit on Sol, and it is very, very liquid. I forgot who said it, but they were like, you never want to be the number 2 crypto asset. Like every asset that becomes number 2 in crypto ends up slowly kind of fading into irrelevance. And I didn't believe that it could be ETH. I still don't think that ETH will fade into irrelevance. Like I'd be shocked if ETH is ever flipped. Even as much as I'm willing to FUD it on this show, but man, I mean, it really does feel like every value proposition that people talk about with ETH, you can get from a token that will pump better. So that narrative's got to change somehow.
Yeah, that's
it usually changes with price appreciation.
Yes.
And I mean, yeah, but you're ETH's already behind the ball, right? There might be a window of opportunity on ETH, maybe 2-3 months, but is it worth a year of sitting in it, right? And one thing that Tucker brought up today, and I'll bring this to the stage, just because it's alpha, but it's not our alpha, but it's cost of capital, right? Cost to sit. And when people are looking at Ethereum, they're looking at cost of capital. When they're looking across the board everywhere else, there's lots of liquidity to be grabbed. Even whales start to feel that.
The big thing with ETH looking so bullish, though, Will, is that it's a proxy for every altcoin in the space really like looking good too. It's an alt season oscillator now. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, it would be, but I feel like it's, it was. Like Sol is the one actually leading the altcoin charge on most of these moves.
Oh, I agree with that. Sol has been correlated very, very heavily to Bitcoin, but I just think from like a market wide standpoint, like a breadth, I hate saying that freaking word, breadth. It's like so difficult to say, but from that standpoint, I think when ETH is pumping or when ETH looks really good, you see a large variety of shitcoins popping off rather than just, we've had a handful of alts that have been really heavily tethered to Bitcoin, like Rune and Sol, and to a lesser extent on this rally, Sui. But you don't, you see more, and you see like more variance in the type of tokens that pump when ETH looks bullish. Not just ETH.
Like the alpha. The alpha is just to wait till ETH pumps and then buy beta. Like that's it. Like why would you buy ETH? Yeah, it's tough. You're right. The narrative does have to change because that meta is real for people who pay attention, honestly. So, I mean, I hold a lot of my ETH exposure through expensive JPEGs right now, honestly.
That's most people, Tucker. I think that's the only thing that's supporting price on Ethereum. is expensive JPEGs. I think if it weren't for expensive JPEGs, ETH would be a ton lower. A ton lower. All that locked liquidity inside those NFTs is what's floating ETH, in my opinion. Billions of dollars locked away. Billions.
Well, what happens when we get the blast unlock, man? That's an interesting question. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
It's
gonna
a
be pretty.
really good question, man. I mean, it might just stay in blast to farm the points. And I mean, they'd be using ETH, so it'd probably benefit ETH a little bit, but I don't think it saves the ETH on-chain market. Jupiter didn't save the Solana on-chain market, at least not the majors.
I mean, you have to consider too the issue with the eigenlayer and so on and so forth, because you're taking your ETH, you're staking it, you're getting your rewards from whatever platform, Meth, Coinbase. I love that name, Meth.
Meth.
That's the which one is that? The one that starts with an M.
ME?
Manta. I think it's the Manta platform where you stake, but they call it
Meth.
Meth, METH. And then you have Seth, CETH, which is from Coinbase.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
And you have these are like derivatives of your rewards, right? They're not the actual rewards. You have to sell them back to get the Ethereum.
Yeah, mantle, not
But-
mantle.
Oh, Mantle, yeah, Mantle. There we go, Meth. That's going to be the name forever, Meth. But you're taking their version of ETH, aka a fake IOU, right? And you're staking that on Eigen, and they're keeping your rewards and utilizing them, right? And I know there's been discussion how that can help, but that can also be kind of like fractionalized incentivizing, on another level. And it allows these platforms to use, just like banks, to use your liquidity and be able to make more liquidity off your liquidity. Now, if we go into a bear market and these platforms that you're utilizing for the stake yield on yielding on yielding end up misusing your funds, your real ETH, you can't come back and get that, right? You end up in impermanent loss. And so yes, you'll make yield on Eigen, but if Eigen misuses funds, I'm not saying Eigen will. I'm just saying, like, if they do, or other platforms that say Coinbase, I'm saying if they do, I'm not saying they will. Then at that point, Coinbase can't pay Eigen, and Eigen at that point collapses because it has nothing. It gets nothing in return, right?
Oh yeah, well, the restaking Ponzi is what's gonna bring this market down at the tippy top for sure, dude. The restaking Ponzi is real. No, but it's mid curve to not play it, man. It is. So here's what you do: you go to Kelp, you go to Renzo, you restake your ETH, you get Eigen points, and then you take those. You get Easy ETH and RS ETH. You take those. You go to Pendle. You get 30x on your points and your
Pendle for
rewards. And then you just churn until Eigen comes out. And that's, you literally are just playing the Ponzi to the fullest.
Yeah, and then you get out and let everybody else enter so they can be exit liquidity when it collapses.
Exactly.
That's basically it.
I think Eigen points are pretty diluted at this point. Like, there's just probably not that much risk reward to farming Eigen points anymore. But people are very caught up in airdrops right now that they're going to be seeking out all of the best opportunities. But I'll be like, the best that they're seeking opportunities really on, I think chains where everybody's kind of already been over the last few months, where the best opportunities from an airdrop standpoint are probably going to be on the chains that people are going to migrate to later in the bull run, in my opinion. But tough to know which chain that is because we have so many freaking new layer 1 tokens. Tucker, let's look at let's see. I know we had some more suggestions. Let's look at alt layer.
Alt layer, eh?
Yeah, good old alt layer. Retracer of pumps.
Oh man.
It looks good though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it does look good. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I think we said it in our Discord call this morning with our members, like all these fresh charts, there's a lot of new charts and there's a lot of new charts coming out in the next couple months. So you said it, like to get mind share, to get attention is difficult, right? So we aped this thing at 0.3 on launch, rode it 50%. And now we're back down here. Like, I think, that's not a bad line. I like that line a little bit, but I don't think you're gonna see it like go to like $1 probably for another month or two. But I think it probably does, honestly. Like all these tickers that are like 30 cents, with 30 cents, Ondo 20, say all these guys are going to $1. That's just an easy meta, honestly.
I mean, I'm assuming all of this stuff is going to get pumped. It's just a matter of like where from, but also I know that there's so much attention on these tokens that like if you're really trying to leverage trade these things super aggressively, you're going to become market maker food.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got to play these on the spot.
Bro, at this point, like, and I said it last night, I'm in and I'm out. I don't care, bro. Like, I'm grabbing that liquidity and moving on. Like, there's so many opportunities. Why would I sit still?
The dumple.
Mr. Spread just told us to look at this. It's called Mint Layer. I think it looks like this. I think it looks
Have
like
some propaganda, Tucker.
It does look like track.
Looks a lot like track. Which I think goes higher, by the way.
I think ordinals are just going to stay grinding higher for pretty much the entire cycle, man.
Bro,
like the charts are reflective of that.
Hold on, Tommy. I want to give you the alpha on ordinals and what I can foresee happening, right? What I think is going to happen with ordinals is that as Bitcoin's price is going to go up, people are going to look at the dollar denominated on the ordinals, right? And they're going to see it go up, and they're going to think that it's going up in price by Bitcoin. And they're going to start pushing the price because they see the dollar denominated going up, and they think that people are buying it, and they're going to think the flows are good. And that's going to cause, FOMO into those areas and cause those to run based on people looking at the dollar and not the actual Bitcoin denomination.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing for ETH NFTs, right? This is always the problem with NFTs. I mean, the problem and the solution. Solution for me is to sell them to everybody else who doesn't know or understand. The problem is, that people don't understand that dollar amount going up could just mean the liquidity pool that they're utilizing is what's actually increasing on the dollar amount, not actual ETH, not actual BTC or whatever the liquidity pool is made up of.
Yeah,
I don't know your thoughts on that, but that's always.
I think their Bitcoin floor is ripped too, though. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think so too. It is something interesting to think about, though, right? Because
that's what I'm saying causes the Bitcoin floor to
another like 6 or 7x from here. Then, well, probably not. But like, if Bitcoin appreciates another like 3 or 4x from here, I mean, I have no idea what happens with ordinals other than the fact they're probably going like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think at that point, like, even if they only capture the 3 to 4x multiples that Bitcoin runs, I would have to imagine the growth of ordinals with that much growth in Bitcoin would probably lead to exponential price appreciation.
I do have a. Oh, I didn't mean to just steal it like that. My bad, Tucker.
Tommy did.
You only have to. Your only prerequisite to taking it is making the joke, apparently.
So, if you look here, oh yeah, Tommy did. My bad. Remember when we were here, I broke this out, and I said we're gonna move in 3 stages here to the high. It was recapture price here. Then I took a box here. If you take this box right here, and I created it from there, right? And that box, I then took and copied up to here and copied up to here. And we could see Bitcoin's price came up, hit box 1, stopped, closed, then opened, and now it's filling box 2. This is literally just a copy of price where it was accumulating. That's all it was. You had your first copy into your second, into your third, and this is your high. The issue here is with Bitcoin at the moment is we exceeded what's your flush, right? Your flush is now exceeded. So now, even though I thought Bitcoin could top here at 52, there is potential for them to try and run a little bit higher, right? They could definitely grasp liquidity up here. But I'm thinking this is going to be something like this. And keep in mind, if you guys have been following me, I've been talking about this since low 30s, bro, right? Low 30s, bro. Because if you look here, I said this is a wick, this is a hammer, we go back up. And price did what? Trickle, trickle. And I showed people two things here. I said, look here, look here. And I said, look here and look here. Because you always have this dead zone before the rip. You always have this dead zone before the rip. You always have this dead zone before the rip. Low vol, big moves, right? Basically, vol runs into an area, drops down, and then absolutely chads. Well, in here, we had vol start to drop, right? And then you saw right here, look at this candle. That's your peak candle. That's where the biggest amount of money came into support, the biggest amount of money came into sell, and price reversed. Now you got vol dropping again, and you've got price kind of pushing up to the high. So that tells me that price wants to do this. Now, does it bounce here? That's the question, right? Does it come into the range and bounce out? That's the question. But does that matter? Does that matter at this point? It doesn't. Like holding positions into what's coming, you gotta just do it. You can't unless you're trading, you can't be fumbling bags here. It's not the place to be fumbling, right? If you're trading, it's different. Because if you're trading, then you can fumble bags all you want because you can always get into a new play because you know how to get into plays. But if you have no clue, then at that point, you got to be careful. But here, this is a really important area right here because I can see this doing this and then shake out and then breakout, right? And this breakout here, guess what? This one's going to be for real this time. I know you've heard that a lot from all the people that keep on telling you vertical before the halving. It's going to be vertical after the halving. Just like I told people when we were all the way down here. And I was telling people like, hey, it's going to be the same as every cycle, guys. There's going to be no change here. We're just looking to accumulate up into the range, pull back, and then rip, right? And it will be this. It will be this. Because why? Because it always is. It always is, right? It always is.
Well, I'm gonna Tommy it real quick.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
go for it.
Boom. Propaganda.
That
We're
is
talking about ordinals. I was trying to find my picture of my ordinal, man. These will not be sold for less than 1 BTC per.
By the way, guys, we did get a super chat from Remy. Thanks, Remy. I was shouting you out, Will.
When?
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
When?
Thanks a ton. All right. So what this looks like,
Let's look at
real
when.
quick, is
Oh,
it?
man.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. When's gonna chat? It broke all its highs. Look, it's already basically engulfed everything. That should go a lot higher. That should go a lot higher.
Wow,
I'd say come to those candles right there, Tucker. Up a little bit. No. Where you were. Up more. No. The support right below you.
What are you
Support,
talking about?
not resistance. Down more. One more support.
Will, you got to give me
To your right.
times.
February. To your left. To your left. One more. right there.
Jesus.
So draw a box around that area.
There you go.
You're probably going to tap that. And if you can break through that, you're going to go a lot higher.
Yeah.
That will absolutely send if you can get above that. But I did want to steal for 1 second, and then you can have it right back. And that's this. All right.
Up only. Yes.
For those of you coping, remember this image. Bookmark it. Keep it in the back of your mind. Snip it. Put it as your background on your phone. All right. This is all you're going to see for an entire year. You will see a retrace. It will happen. But this image needs to be ingrained in your mind when you go to work, when you go to bathroom, when you go to sleep, right? Maybe it's in your nightmares. Maybe it's in your best dreams. We don't know which side that lands on. But this needs to be ingrained in your mind. This is where we're going.
I was just thinking about that meme, like, he's probably thinking about cheating on me. And he's like laying in the bed on the other side, like, up only.
Just looking at the image. in the fetal position. Up only. All right, Tucker, you can take it back.
All right, I'll steal it back. Yeah, Wen does look good.
Crypto comrades study this image.
Lessons in
Lessons
there.
in there.
Yes, there are. Indeed, there are. Need this guy to hold, man. Gotta happen. Gotta happen. I think it looks
Well,
good.
Goku, you're right on what you said. It's nothing new for sure, but we have to kind of give levels and context so people know where there's good spots to take opportunity and get better entries.
Dime.
What do you think about Dime, Tommy?
I think the setup looks really good, man. I don't know how high it's going to go, but it looks bullish.
Let's just hope that's sooner than later. That's all I'm saying.
3618, always tapped.
What's the circuit or the market cap of Dimension right now? I'm curious.
It's like a bill.
Like a bill. Celestia FD or Celestia market cap's like 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, so here, let's just do this.
So Dime is 7 billion diluted.
Yeah, it's circulating is a bill, and Tia circulating is 3.2. So yeah, 3x to flip Tia, 20
so
bucks.
Dime's about 200% to get parity with Celestia.
4618, 21 bucks. Book it.
Makes sense.
Book it.
Do you think that when Dimension is popping off, Tucker, that you're going to see the bid, like it'll probably correspond with a bid on Celestia?
That they'll pump at the same time?
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll pump at the same time because they both kind of have the staking meta, but they're both modular. They're both modular. So if modularity starts popping off, I could see them pump together, but they do both have the staking meta narrative. So I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, they might kind of, one pumps then the other pumps, I don't know if they have to pump together, but
like an AVAX soul relationship.
Yeah. Kind of complement each other, but
yeah.
I mean, the Celestia, this is kind of like if you miss Celestia, I feel like this is kind of a second chance at Tia at $7. Because if you take into consideration the market caps, like obviously Tia started at 2 and did a 10x. Dimension started at 5. I don't know that it does a 10x in the short term, but I think you get probably the 4618. So you probably get a good, what is that, a 4x from 5. So something like that. You'll get less X's because the market cap at launch was double what Tia was. So take half as much, 4 or 5x, 20, 25 bucks, something like that makes sense in the first 60 days. I mean,
agree.
Tia, I guess 90 days really, but Something like that.
I think this is something that we've talked about too, where, you know, Celestia was so, in hindsight, inefficiently priced. And, you know, it's like a large reason behind that was because funds were not allocated to Celestia at the launch. But now you see these new launches and people, I mean, people are cognizant, or they're conscious of what TIA did. And so now you just see the repricings on these assets occur so much more quickly, that they become efficiently priced, or more efficiently priced, much more swiftly. We saw it with Manta. We saw it with Altlayer retraced, obviously. But it's funny because with TIA, you know, we had, I guess we might have had like a really small pump the first day, and then it went sideways for a week and a half. And I think about like something like Dimension going sideways for a week. There's no way that people would, you know, there's just way too much attention on Dimension for it to do what TIA did. And I think it's very reflective of what TIA did to the altcoin market, and really kind of like spurring back on that speculative fervor in a lot of these like new altcoins. But
dude, look at
probably not as many
3,618.
multiples as TIA, but I think like marking it against TIA that makes a lot of sense to me.
Tucker, check the tweet, bro.
Dude, look at this shit. Are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, you are right here.
You're probably at $6. Yeah.
You missed Tia. You're right there, man. What?
Check the tweet. Check the tweet.
What tweet?
You got to go on my page and look at it.
You just tweet.
All right, Dr. Outlook, you're making me trek all the way to your Twitter. This better be good. It's a Monday.
Yeah, this better be good, man.
Oh my God. Up only. No comment, man.
Yeah. Put it on all your kids' school events. Iowa. Wow.
Will, we got a question for you here in the audience.
What's up? Either 52 or 55. I'm thinking like maybe 45 if you get lucky. It's a hard one, man. It's a hard one if you're looking for entry. I'm just finding things that are undervalued against Bitcoin and taking entries regardless of where the chart is. I just know that the bull run is coming based on what Bitcoin is printing. And that's all that matters really with Bitcoin. If you're looking to get more Bitcoin, I wouldn't say it's financial advice, but I would say anything below all-time high is always value. And we see that cycle after cycle. Bitcoin tends to always stay above the all-time high, at least the wicks. So if you're in that range, then you know you're still below what could potentially be the floor of the next cycle.
I mean, what do you guys think about this? Different time frames, right? This is on the 4 hour, this is on the daily, but it looks like Dimension is just doing it faster, right? Because it didn't have this consolidation for like a week at the low. It pumped and now it's chilling. Like, I think you're still in here. So 75 bars, February 24th, $20. No, 3618, 17, 18 bucks. Book it. There it is. 12 days. 12 days, a little 2.5x in 12 days. Bitcoin above 50K. I mean, what are we even talking about here? Easy. Easy.
The modular madman.
The modular madman, man. Wabi was begging us to not do TA on Dimension. He's like, you guys are being too bearish. I was like,
dude, I haven't done any TA on Dimension.
I was like, dude, my fibs are bullish. He's like, just stop charting Dimension. I can't help it, man. All right, what else do we want to look at? Is Bitcoin doing anything right now? 49,580. 49.6.
It's just it's chilling. It gave us a nice little green candle to start the day before it goes to 51 or 52 by tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's my opinion, at least.
Do you think we can chill above 50 and go sideways?
That's the biggest question to me, man. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna get to the low 50s, in my opinion, probably like within 48 hours, and then I guess I could see us either going Bitcoin either goes sideways or it's gonna like revert hard. But I still think altcoins can catch a bid, even if Bitcoin reverts hard. It's a little weird. I don't really know what to expect, but I know that I am bullish on Bitcoin, and I know I'm bullish on Solana, and I'm not going to overcomplicate it beyond that.
Yes.
As far as what it could do after, I could see a myriad of things, man. Because this is a big move. It's not. One of the things that kind of threw me off about it was that it's not from the usual players. But now I think that it is a little bit short term. And it seems like the, one thing I noticed last week, Deribit does a really good job of putting in bottoms. That's all I'm ever going to say about it on this show. That's alpha for real. Deribit does a great job of putting in bottoms. And they had, there was a huge surge in the volume and open interest for the February 9th option expiration date, like right before we just sent on Bitcoin. So it was kind of a precursor, like a bit of like a canary in a coal mine when it came to this huge move on Bitcoin. Like, you could have caught it just from looking at that flow. And I'm seeing now, Deribit has a lot of call volume coming in for the 16th as well for February. So I think that you'll probably see Bitcoin continue this upward pressure. Maybe not until the 16th, but I think it favors higher prices, at least in the short term.
What's the strike?
I don't know what the strike is. It's just like the call volume in general is surging for that expiration date.
Yeah.
You know what's messed up? Every Biden coin I've seen this cycle is rugged. Every single one.
Every what?
Every single Biden coin I see in crypto is rugged.
Biden?
What are the
Joe Biden?
Man?
Like, all of them rugged. It's like they do it on purpose. And then
you run on Solana network, Will.
well, somebody just DM'd me one. I want to try it out, but it deals with Biden, and I know I'm gonna get rugged if I do it.
Did I tell you I bought a honeypot over the weekend, Will?
Oh God, no.
It was when the ERC 404s were popping off, and I thought I found one super early on base. And I mean, the market cap of this thing is literally like 40K, guys. So I'm talking super early to this coin, and the pair was only about an hour old, and I was like, wow, this chart looks really good. So I bought it, and then I checked back like an hour later, the price is 5 or 6x. Then I'm like, oh, this isn't bad. I gotta make sure this isn't a honeypot. So I tried to sell some, and the swap they were all rejecting. So I knew it was a honeypot. And then I woke up the next morning and the price had 10x'd again. So I was like, well, I have this paper wealth in a honeypot that I can't get out.
Well, at least you know what unrealized gains look like.
Right? Oh yeah, real.
They'll never become real. No, there's actually. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Don't. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it. All right, I won't say nothing. But there's this one. It's funny. What they sent me. I'll text you guys. It's hilarious. The name of it is hilarious.
Yeah, man. Higher.
Bitcoin looks good.
Yeah, it does.
More importantly, Bitcoin looking good, it's going to make our altcoins look even better.
So good. Is Stewie? Oh man, Stewie is still chatting.
There's a big seller up here on Stewie, man.
Fill the wick.
Bro, it don't matter. Stewie's gonna eat through that freaking seller, bro. Like, the volume on this shit's insane. Like, somebody's willing to swap positions with them.
The one thing that holds me back with Stewie breaking out here is if you go to Say, Tucker, Say did the same thing.
Oh, who
back
could have
in
foreseen? Look at
Say
the
same thing.
rudimentary bull flag drawn. Say did the same thing, you said?
Yeah, look at the November, December price action. Mostly December. Like that 3 drive.
Up in here, yeah.
I think ticker
Yeah.
Bitcoin's really low, Lewis. Like really low. I'm liking it.
Ticker Bitcoin is
Yeah.
so wrecked.
Yeah, Will. I don't know about ticker Bitcoin right now, bro.
As a
that's what
ticker
I'm saying, it's
Bitcoin
destroyed.
bag holder, as a ticker Bitcoin bag holder, man, it is wrecked.
It might be worth grabbing a little scoop. You know, just taking a little sniff. Go in the back, just take a little sniff. The you see the
sniff USDT. Type in USDT.
Yeah. Jesus.
Almost new contract lows on BitGet.
Wow.
It is unironically lose this level and lights out, which makes it a good punt. But I also like, can I really trust them to bid ticker Bitcoin, man?
It does make it a good
but
punt.
no. Throw it up on Dex though. Throw it up on Dex. Grab the contract and throw it up on Dex.
I can't do that on here.
No, Dex tools.
Yeah,
you can grab
but
the
it's
contract
still,
on Coin Market.
I know, but it still lights out if you lose that.
On Dex tools, bro, it doesn't have that much more before it's floored. Like you can't go below liquidity. I mean, unless it's being rugged, then you can. And I think it's right before the floor on Dex. Did you guys see the text I sent you? Look at that name.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
The
volume is
you
dead,
really send me
bro.
something with 93K liquidity, Will?
But look
wants to
at
dump
the
on me,
name. Look at the name though. No, I'm
Will
not saying
wants
to
to
buy
dump
it.
on me, man.
I'm not saying to buy it. I'm simply saying look at the name of it. It's just hilarious.
Here, I'll pull it up on Dex Screener.
For what it's worth, guys, I am not in this coin.
I'm not.
Oh, you're talking about Bitcoin. I thought you were gonna pull up the thing.
We didn't.
No,
Yeah,
no.
we didn't. We're not pulling that up.
Yeah, don't pull that one up.
No, I won't.
If it's gonna bounce, it's literally gotta be here, man.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
does.
I see. I think it will though. I think this is a deviation. That's the thing. I really think this is a deviation. Look, here, if you want
Doesn't that look like
confirmation, let it.
Bitcoin though, Will? That when it visited 30K,
Yep.
it looks like it's got lower to go.
No, but bring that line up, Tucker.
This looks like Bitcoin.
Sequence.
Well, this is May 2021. This was whatever October.
We're breaking down.
Don't go there. Right now. Don't go there.
Yeah, bro.
Hold on.
It looks like we're in
this
May
is 30K. Yeah, this is 30K, and you're just gonna whoa.
But Tucker,
zero.
Let me cook for 1 second. Let me cook for 1 second. Just pull the line up to the bottom of the W there. Just pull it up there. I'm going to tell you how to play this.
There it is.
No. The line up to the bottom of the W on the left, where we broke down from.
Are you talking about this line?
Down a little bit more. Right there. Yep. That's perfect. So right there, if you can recapture above that range, it might be worth entertaining. That's all I'm saying. But if you're below it, you're screwed. Yeah, you can definitely go down from here, 100%. So like it's a risky play, but if you can recapture that range, you got a lot of upside. You could definitely pop back all-time highs from that. That's all I'm saying.
I agree, man. I mean, look, ticker Bitcoin to me is kind of like the purest form of beta to ETH right now. Other than unless you're playing like base chain tokens that, I mean, I really don't have much
Bro,
faith in those.
everyone's been a rug, bro. Everyone's been. I'm
Yeah.
not touching it.
Oh wow, Degen's down 50% on the day. That's nice. So much for being the bonk of base.
This?
Yeah, this was what pumped. That's not it.
Oh, it's not okay.
Well,
No,
we go into meme coins, guys, because we want to show you that none of this is chartable. That's why we chart it and we make money on it, right? Because you can't trade these things from a chart perspective. It's not possible, is what I'm told on a daily basis.
It's
that's
You
not
can't
possible.
that's a
you
topic.
can't chart memes. You can't chart interest rates. You can't chart anything. You can't chart oil.
Well, you know what you can't chart is culture.
I mean, arguably, I would say you can even chart culture. It's
You can
called
chart NFT
What?
with your culture.
yes, exactly. And then on top of that, you also what's that one for Google where you could check like a specific word and see if it's trending? Google trending. I think it's Google trending. I use that sometimes to chart and see if people are interested in subjects.
Hyperliquid's above 50K. I think we're about to send, guys.
Wait, Hyperliquid is above 50K?
Hyperliquid's trading like 50.2K right now. So I can only assume that somebody is market buying and we're about to go higher. It's also probably not great that his execution is so bad this high up, but
It's fine. He doesn't give a shit.
he'll be above water soon, but maybe underwater later this week.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you guys think on Bitcoin right now? A little bit of a scare, pullback, and then rip.
Nah, man. I mean, define a scare or pullback. Like,
I mean,
I
like $200, $300.
I mean, maybe, but I said on the Giga Chat call this morning, Will, like my expectation is I took a long this like last night or this morning, been building it, and I think like I'm not taking profit until 51.5. That's my take profit, and then
That's
it's
a good
not because
area.
I'm bearish on Bitcoin, but I'm more bullish on Solana after that happens.
Yeah, they're just better beta. I get it.
Yeah, Solana not moving a ton yet.
Everybody
But I
else is
want
still
to see,
talking
man.
about football, trying to gloat. It's like, well,
Exactly.
that's great.
Indeed, Will. Indeed.
That's
Tucker's
great.
still euphoric.
But dollars just sound better than one football games.
Tucker, do you think there's a chance that either Kelsey or Reed retire this offseason?
No, I was thinking about that. I don't think so. I was thinking more about Reed. I don't think he will, man. I think
Hey,
he's got one more.
Champs is a regular. He's asking if we can look at ABT,
ABT.
whatever that is.
Arc block. I have heard that
Oh.
name before.
Ooh, look at that Chad, boys. How far out is that? Yeah, take
That's an
that
old
chart up
coin, man.
sometime.
That's a 2021 coin.
Ooh, look at
Yeah.
that.
Gee.
Oh,
Wow.
That's
that's gonna come down, bro.
2018.
Wow.
That
That
launched at the top of the 2 cycles ago.
Wonder if that's a cartel pump.
Dude, it
that's what
has
I'm
to
saying.
be.
That looks like money laundering, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That looks like a money laundering pattern. Oh my god.
Bro, I've seen this a million. I don't know if you guys remember Bitcoin Diamond. That was a money
No.
laundering scheme too.
Bitcoin Diamond. I've heard of it, but that was before my time.
Yeah, look up BTC Diamond. I forget what the ticker is.
I don't even I doubt that's even on TradingView, man.
Nah, it's
What?
been out for a long time. Yeah.
Wow.
See, that's a cartel coin, bro. Like real cartel.
That's a
Money
SPAC.
laundering all the time.
Oh,
That's a SPAC, bro.
yeah, it is. Wow.
That's an old coin. Old. They always run it up at the end of the market and then get people trapped in it and then they dump on them.
It's almost time. Time to send it. We looking good? Yeah, we're looking good.
Champs,
All right.
if you're up that much, bro, at least like look, NFA, man. But me personally, I'd be cutting some of that position in profit. at least initial and some profit and let the rest ride. Leave yourself a moon bag so you don't get FOMO. But like that's not something you want to just ride out. I'll put it that way, right?
Oh,
What, that
ABT.
ABT thing?
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't ride that out. I'd be like, I'm cutting
Yeah, it's
most of
been
that.
sideways for 4 or 5 years, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wait for the next pump.
No, I wouldn't either.
Might come in 2030.
Yeah, there's good potential. You could even move on from that to something else. To be honest.
Oh my God, that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
That looks like what alt will do.
Yes, I know, bro. XAI is absolutely leading alt layer. There's no doubt in my mind.
Just tells you the
It's
market makers.
and Manta too, and Manta. Where's alt layer?
Are they just letting DWF market make all the new coins?
Yeah.
Because that's what it seems like.
I mean, yeah, you're like here, probably.
Yeah, if you're in a coin and the coin has no structure, like, and it just pops off, it's probably better to nearly fully exit that thing.
Yeah, man, this is two. You got the double top, the bleed. Manta did the same thing, by the way. Manta literally did the same thing.
That's what it reminded me of, was Manta.
Yeah, let's go to the 4 hour. Same thing.
Is Dimension going to do the same thing?
Double top, boom. No, it's not DWF. And I wouldn't call it, I wouldn't say it looks the same. Let's do a little quad box. Do we want Binance chart? Probably.
Yeah, why not? What do
Binance USD or USDT? I mean, okay, so XAI is the leader, and then I'd say you have Manta following closest behind. And then alt. See, I don't know if I'd call this the same thing. Also, you didn't bleed near, you would have had to bleed into like 550 for this to match up. I guess you still could, but I think Dim looks better than all of these. Because even if you pull the fibs too, it's the same thing. Like you go from here to here and you take the 618. Let me just do this.
Oh my God, the order book. Bro, they are bidding the corn today.
Yeah, they are, brother.
How's that soybean chart looking? AKA the likes. If we don't have enough, we're going to go to soybeans.
Are we going to hit him with the beans today?
Yes.
See, look, man, all these charts lost their 618. Dimension has not. If it loses the 618, I'll be on board for it to come back into mid fives. But as long as it holds 685, 675 upside.
Does look better, I think.
Alts are all just flips before the music stops for crypto winter. My brother in Christ. We have just exited the crypto winter. What do you think the last 2 years were? I mean, I agree. Like, you're not going to hold alts through a bear market if that's your point, right? Like, that's valid. But I'm pretty sure you've got a good 12 months ahead of you. So if that's hodling, then I'm a hodler.
The hodler.
Had to be said.
We're getting into an hour and 10 minutes here. I guess we went a little bit over. We can go ahead and wrap things up, guys. It's been a great Monday show. We almost got to 80 likes. So I actually think that's a pretty good good outing for you guys. We only asked you pretty much twice throughout the entire show. So appreciate you guys hitting that like button for us today, starting this
Here
week
we go,
off.
Tommy. Here
Right.
we
Oh,
go.
50K
Here we
while I'm
go.
speaking.
Here we go.
Happen. At the start of the show, if you guys weren't here, I said they were probably going to hit. There it is. I said they were probably going to hit 50K while I was speaking during the intro.
Come on.
And they missed it by literally 0.5 per Bitcoin. And we finally hit it here at the outro.
No, I don't think we did, Tommy. I don't think we did.
We hit it, man. I see it on my Coinbase hit it. That's what matters.
No. I need Binance to hit it on the 10-second, maybe the 5-second.
You know what's bullish, Tucker?
What?
Having a Coinbase premium to Binance.
Yeah. Oh, I saw it. I saw it. It happened.
50K watch party.
Dude. When is the Jesus?
Get off the 1 second chart, man. You're freaking me out.
The 50K seller is real. Dude. Okay, well, we hit it, guys. We hit it on the nose. That was nice.
We did hit 50K. 50K was in fact imminent, and the Chiefs dub did in fact equal a pump. And thus
last time we were here, man. We were last here December of 21. It's been 2.5 years. It's been 2.5 years, and you're bearish, Anon? Come on. All right, go ahead, Tommy. I'm done.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, we're celebrating 50K on Bitcoin. That's a milestone achievement. Absolutely. And a sentimental level too, guys. Like Bitcoin touching 50K. This is not financial advice, but it's like the type of thing where I think you pick an altcoin and it'll be higher in like a week or 2 weeks. So, and that's true of probably basically any altcoin. But yeah, that concludes today's show, guys. Great start to the week here. Can't imagine that it's not going to be a great rest of the week, given kind of how Monday is shaping up so far. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, a reminder, another episode of Market Check will be back tomorrow. That start time is typically around 11 a.m. Eastern time. We are live every single day on Market Check. We'll be getting our fellow members of our cast and crew back throughout the week as well, just taking care of a few things on the personal side. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to those shows, of course. And of course, I'm also looking forward to our flagship show, Market Talk, which is a Twitter space hosted by the legendary King Wabi, typically starting at 4:15 to 4:30 Eastern time and live Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. On Wednesday, we give our Giga Chads a little bit of extra love, a little bit of extra time. And a reminder real quick that membership is going to be rising here over the next few months once we launch our BB terminal. Super excited to bring you guys that product. And we are getting close, guys. We are getting close, not just to the launch, but also to the Bitcoin halving, which it will directly correspond with. But that's all from us, guys. I think I've touched on everything on this outro, but of course we'll be back, like I said, for another episode tomorrow, and y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks again.
We had to put it on at the end there. All right, I'll leave us out. Enjoy the show, guys. Enjoy the show.